The cost of Toronto's Scarborough Subway Extension has nearly doubled to an eye-watering $10.2 billion, according to new figures released by the Ontario government. This latest update is reigniting concerns about transparency, project management, and the province's long-standing promises to deliver rapid transit to Scarborough residents. What was initially pitched in 2019 as a $5.5 billion construction project has now been revealed to include a broader scope and significant cost escalations. The new figure has sparked political criticism, disillusionment from transit advocates, and frustration from commuters, especially those who have been left relying on bus replacements since the decommissioning of the Scarborough RT. The $10.2 billion figure reflects the full cost of delivering the 7.8-kilometer extension of Line 2 Bloor-Danforth from Kennedy Station to Shepherd Avenue, including 3 new subway stations, additional infrastructure, and associated property acquisition. The original $5.5 billion project only included construction and did not account for land expropriation, design engineering, contingency funding, or the integration of complex systems like signaling and vehicle procurement. The new estimate provides a more holistic, albeit shocking, picture of what it will take to bring subway service to Scarborough. Construction began in earnest in 2021 with a $757 million tunneling contract awarded to deliver the single-bore tunnel that will run beneath Scarborough. The centerpiece of this effort is a massive tunnel boring machine, TBM, named Diggy Stardust, which was launched in 2023. Progress initially looked promising, but the TBM was temporarily halted near Highway 401 due to mechanical wear and difficult soil conditions. These setbacks delayed the project by several months, but officials now confirmed that tunneling has resumed, with the machine drilling through Scarborough Centre at an average pace of about 12 meters per day. To date, Diggy Stardust has completed approximately 1.7 kilometers of the total 7.8-kilometer tunnel, roughly 22% of the entire route. Metrolinx, the provincial transit agency overseeing the build, has not issued a new projected completion date, but the original target of 2030 is beginning to look increasingly unrealistic. With the TBM only about a fifth of the way through after nearly 2 years, many experts and advocates are asking whether the project will meet even its most conservative projections. One of the most consequential aspects of this subway extension is that it replaces the Scarborough RT, formerly known as Line 3, which was permanently closed in 2023 after a derailment raised safety concerns. The province has since committed to building a world-class subway to replace the aging light rapid transit line, but in the meantime, thousands of Scarborough commuters are forced to rely on a temporary bus replacement service. These buses are often overcrowded, unreliable, and stuck in traffic, especially during rush hours. What was once a fast direct ride from Scarborough Town Centre to Kennedy Station has now turned into a frustrating daily grind for transit riders, some of whom are spending up to an hour longer commuting each day. This disconnect between promises and reality has not gone unnoticed by local politicians and advocacy groups. Ontario NDP MPP Dolly Begum, who represents the riding of Scarborough Southwest, called the new cost figures deeply troubling and demanded a full accounting of how the budget nearly doubled. Scarborough residents deserve better. They've waited decades for proper transit, and now not only are they forced to rely on buses indefinitely, but they're also footing the bill for a project that keeps getting more expensive with no clear end in sight, she said in a statement. TTC Riders, one of Toronto's leading transit advocacy groups, echoed these concerns and criticized the provincial government's lack of transparency throughout the project. They are calling for regular public progress reports on the extension, including detailed breakdowns of cost overruns, scheduling issues, and contractor performance. Their concern isn't just with the Scarborough project, it's with what they've described as a troubling pattern of overpromising and under-delivering in Toronto's transit megaprojects. Premier Doug Ford, however, remained defiant. During a media event, he emphasized that the project is a long overdue investment that past governments failed to act on. We have to build. Everyone talked about a Scarborough subway, no one would do anything, and we stepped up, and we're getting it done, he said. Ford defended the increased costs, citing inflation, a broader project scope, and the importance of delivering reliable infrastructure for future generations. However, critics argue that Ford's narrative ignores the ballooning price tag and extended delays, which are becoming all too common in Ontario's big-ticket infrastructure projects. Indeed, the Scarborough Subway Extension is not the only Toronto area transit project facing massive cost escalation. The Ontario Line, another major transit project overseen by Metrolinx, has also seen its estimated cost balloon from $10.9 billion in 2019 to over $27 billion when full life cycle costs are included. Similar problems have plagued the Eglinton Crosstown LRT, which is now over 3 years behind schedule and hundreds of millions over budget. In all these cases, transit experts point to issues with procurement, contracting, and a lack of centralized oversight as key factors in the escalating expenses. International comparisons are even more damning. At a cost of nearly $1.3 billion per station and more than $600 million per kilometer, the Scarborough Subway Extension is one of the most expensive subway projects per kilometer in the world. By contrast, European cities like Paris, Madrid, and Berlin regularly build subways at half or even one-third of Toronto's per-kilometer cost. This has led to calls for a review of how Ontario contracts its transit projects, with some suggesting a move away from private-public partnerships, or P3s, which have been accused of hiding true costs until late in the project's life cycle. There are also concerns about long-term ridership projections. Critics question whether a three-stop subway serving a relatively low-density part of the city justifies such a high cost. Originally envisioned as a seven-stop LRT before being scrapped by the Ford government in favor of a subway model, the project now serves fewer destinations and requires longer travel distances for some Scarborough residents. Proponents of the LRT option had argued that it would have delivered more stations, more coverage, and better value for money. Those critics are now pointing to the soaring subway cost as vindication of that argument. Despite the controversy, construction will continue. The tunnel is moving forward, stations are being designed, and billions have already been spent. Whether or not the project will deliver on its promises remains to be seen, but for the thousands of residents currently sitting on replacement buses in Scarborough traffic, the day that they can step into a fast, frequent, and reliable subway train still feels heartbreakingly far away. The Scarborough Subway Extension is becoming a litmus test for how Ontario handles infrastructure megaprojects. Will it mark a turning point in project delivery, forcing governments and agencies to adopt better oversight and accountability? Or will it simply join the long list of over-budget, behind-schedule projects that undermine public faith in government? The coming years will determine whether Scarborough gets the transit it was promised, or whether this subway will go down in history as yet another cautionary tale of good intentions derailed by poor execution. I hope that you liked the video. If so, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed and want to be notified of new videos that are released, please click on the Art Toronto button here. This is the video that I would recommend for you to watch next, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. Here's the playlist for all of the latest in transit news and views that you're going to find very informative and interesting. And finally, here is the latest video. Thanks for watching and happy transiting.